Well, hey there, boys and girls. Go ahead and get comfy, grab your snacks, pull up those fuzzy blankets, and snuggle in. Because tonight's bedtime story isn't about fairy godmothers or enchanted castles. Nope, this one's for the dreamers. Aiming to pull up in a Benz before 30, the future movers and shakers eyeing city council seats, and anyone wondering, how do some folks get rich without ever getting caught? What I'm about to lay out isn't fiction, it's real-life strategy, dressed up in fine print, shady transactions, and loopholes the size of a freight train. Tonight, we're talking about how dirty money becomes clean again, and yes, it's time for a little storybook session on money. Wandering grown-up edition dots, so get those pillows fluffed and keep your piggy banks close. Because this tale involves fake books, imaginary readers, and a step-by-step guide for flipping sketchy money into legit-looking income without breaking a sweat or law. Let's begin with books. Once sacred tools of knowledge and revolution, they've now become go-to props in modern financial hustle. Thanks to platforms like Amazon KDP, anyone, and I do mean anyone, can publish what they call a book. We're talking 15 pages of AI-generated nonsense. Maybe plagiarized Wikipedia entries rearranged just enough to fool a software check. No editor, no oversight, no vetting. You upload, slap on a ridiculous price tag, $199, $499, maybe even $999, and just like that, it's live. But here's the plot twist. The customers who are supposedly buying these overpriced books, they're the same people who created them. Dirty money, whether it's from drugs, fraud, or shady backdoor deals, gets cycled back into these fake book sales. The scammer buys their own book again and again, creating a clean-looking trail of royalty payments. Amazon takes a small slice, and the rest lands neatly in the scammer's bank account, looking like honest income. On paper, it's just someone selling books. In reality, it's a high-efficiency rinse cycle with no soap and zero shame. But wait, it gets worse. Some scammers don't even bother writing fake content. They steal legit authors' names, bios, even their profile pictures, and publish phony books using someone else's identity. The real author only finds out when they receive odd royalty statements, confused fan mail, or suddenly spot a weird title floating around under their name. By that time, the scammers have already cashed out. And if you think this is just some small-time grift, think again. This exact playbook has crept its way into the political world. Yep. Even elected officials are getting in on the action. Picture this. A politician releases a mediocre book just to say they did. Then their campaign or a friendly political group swoops in and buys thousands of copies, not for supporters, not for bookstores, just to inflate royalties and keep the money circulating close to home. No one's calling it a donation, it's a book purchase. Technically legal, morally bankrupt. Looks polished, feels slimy. Take former Baltimore mayor Catherine Pooh. She published a children's book series called Healthy Holly. Cute name. Right. But she sold hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of those books to companies connected to government contracts, hospitals, school boards, public agencies. Most of the books were never even distributed. They just sat in boxes. Because the story wasn't about getting kids to read, it was about moving money under the radar. The paper trail was the product. Whether you label it bribery, fraud, or just creative campaigning is up to the courts. But on the surface, it all looked legit. Just a mayor selling her books. Nothing to see here, folks. This strategy flies under the radar because the packaging looks clean. Nobody's passing envelopes full of bills in parking lots anymore. Why? Bother when you can support the arts? Want to send your buddy a fat check without raising eyebrows? Don't wire it. Just buy 3,000 copies of their $300 ebook. Instant laundering disguised as commerce. And even though Amazon and other platforms say they have security systems in place, they're not designed to spot this kind of hustle. They can flag a bad sentence, but not a bad motive. They catch grammar, not GRIFT. Everything about these books is fake. The reviews are bought, the star ratings are inflated, the bestseller badges manufactured. These books aren't written to be read, they're written to be bought. And before you ask, yes, not every overpriced book is a scam. Some rare, hyper-niche books genuinely go viral. Some memoirs tied to movements actually sell big. But if you come across a book with no real cover, no marketing, no buzz, and it's selling for hundreds, ask yourself, who's really buying it and what are they actually paying for? Because money laundering doesn't come in ski masks and hoodies anymore. It comes with 5 stars and a buy now button. And look, I'm half joking here, but also dead serious. These loopholes are wide open. People are cashing in while the rest of us are still trying to figure out how to get free shipping. It doesn't look like crime, it looks like ambition. It doesn't feel illegal, it feels like business, and just when you think it couldn't get more ridiculous, somebody like me drops a video like this and jokes about releasing a $999 coloring book. Pre-orders open, y'all. Kidding, chill out. I'm not launching a scam book yet anyway, if you made it to the end of this story. Congratulations, you're now smarter than half the people trying to scrub their dirty money through fake haikus and alphabet flashcards. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you want more messed up bedtime tales. And remember, if someone's nostrils are wider than their whole nose, don't trust them. Good night, and may your dreams be shady, but profitable.